As I passed by the camping houses on the outskirts of the city, I noticed the first trail sign. The first climb up. It would have been fine if the weather forecast had matched the previously planned 14 to 15 degrees Celsius. Unfortunately, the region had been hit by an unexpected heat wave with temperatures of plus 29 degrees Celsius. And I was not really prepared for these weather conditions. Not far from the trail was a viewpoint from which the whole Port-la-Nouvelle and the Mediterranean Sea opened up. The initial part of the trail was along a rocky path, where there was not much to see. But at least I was glad that my choice of shoes was correct. Lightweight shoes, but with a hard sole to minimize the impact of sharp road stones on my feet. I left Port-la-Nouvelle around 12. It was late, but I hadn't managed to get to the trail start from Barcelona earlier. In addition, I still had to buy a gas canister in Perpignan on the way. Soon I came to a wind turbine construction site, where due to the many signs, I missed the right path to continue on. Time was already short, and I couldn't afford to get lost, so I kept looking at the offline map on my phone. Just like in Pyrenees, here too, along the path, there was some old houses whose fate I could only guess about. In my homeland, the snow is just melting, but here spring is already in full swing. Unfortunately, due to the big temperature difference, I soon started to experience acclimatization problems. Probably all these rocks are full of snakes and spiders. In the distance, there should be a village of Roquefort. A hiker's biggest nightmare, walking in the sun on an asphalt road. The village sign was hung upside down. It's a campaign by farmers to draw attention to what they say is their increasingly precarious way of life. After 3 long hours, I had reached Roquefort de Courbieres. When I saw a church, I went in its direction, because I knew that in the past there was always water near the church. There was indeed water nearby. Unfortunately, the shop in the village was closed. From the map, it was clear that I had barely covered a third of the planned distance. And there was no time to rest. I had to reach my destination, the village of Durban Courbieres, by dark. The landscape became more quieter, and I was glad to be away from the hectic traffic. But walking in the terrible heat was hard. And soon I realized that the 1.5 liters of water I took in Roquefort were far too little to walk the remaining 20 kilometers through these hills in this heat. I remembered that when I was leaving the breakfast room in my hotel in Barcelona, I saw a large basket with large green juicy apples. At that moment I was full, and it didn't seem important to me. Only now did I realize how much I would like to turn back time, thought that I had one of these juicy apples right now to quench my thirst in this heat. I found a small patch with a shade under a tree and rested for 10 minutes. Even a short rest improved my mood considerably and gave me the strength to continue. Towards evening, a strong wind began to blow, and it also helped. After leaving the forest, I saw a huge field of burned wine trees. I had seen on YouTube scenes from the terrible fire that had raged in this area some time ago. Found a large stone on the side of the road and leaned on it. The cool stone surface gave me fantastic relaxation, at least for the short moment. I had only 400 milliliters of water left. I found a well near the trail, but I couldn't really access the water. This well was probably intended for extinguishing fires. The monotonous roads had finally taken me to a beautiful view of a green valley. Further the rocky trail, where it's very easy to sprain an ankle or get another injury. The reason for all this greenery was this little river, but considering the cattle were grazing nearby, it didn't seem reasonable to drink water from it. And as always, the water filter was deep inside my bag, and unpacking it would take a lot of time. After next hill came a new hill, and soon I started to regret that I wasn't resting when I had the opportunity. When it seemed that my strength was already gone, I saw a village in the distance. It was Durban Courbieres. Although there was still several kilometers to go, it was much easier to continue when you visually see the goal. After 8 hours and 40 minutes, I had reached today's destination. Walking down the street, I noticed a sign to the booked accommodation. After a little wandering around the historical center of the village, I managed to find accommodation. The host also had zero Coca-Cola and vanilla ice cream, which was a fantastic way to end the day.